you think about it, it's not entirely accurate. It's culture jamming culture, culture jamming culture. And then the culture jams at me.
Sort of a slap in the face. There's something a little bit shocking, embracing about it, you know, and sort of a good healthy slap.
You got jam, as in like jamming the machinery, like the Luddites throwing the wrench into the machine, jamming the machinery.
Culture jamming culture. We can reconfigure the logos that confront us. We have that power.
Billboards are there, the canvas is there, go use it.
Reconfigure.
You know, just get out there and don't get caught.
I don't get caught. We're just supposed to sit back and take in like all the streaming commercials and television and messages, and I'm supposed to take it in. It's just supposed to all stay inside? No way. The stickers and the jamming is more about having a dialogue where there isn't one, and kind of expressing a bit of resentment to the fact that there isn't one. Participating in my environment, because my environment is just filled with images and messages that can have an impact on me, and so it's having an impact back, feeling like there's some kind of, you know, like I'm alive. There's no button on my television so that I can go and talk back into it and send it back to NBC or ABC or CBC or whoever, right? There's no, on the billboards, there's no place where they say, okay, what's your reaction? There's no design in the system for my response, for any kind of engagement or participation. So it's just a way of kind of carving out that place in space. That place, that place, that place, that place. In space, in space. Some people call it culture jamming, reality hacking, ad busting. The reason I do my collages and my art was because I was frustrated, and an aunt got me a subscription to 17 magazine, and it would come, and I noticed that after reading it, I'd always feel really bad. I'd feel really bad, and that's why I started cutting them up and re-gluing them together, because it started to make me feel a little bit more powerful in the situation, like I had a bit more control. I went to U of T and I took semiotics. It was a study of signs and symbols. I like this one, there's already a lot on it. We had a book about deconstructing ads, and it was just funny because it was like, wow, I guess we learned how to deconstruct ads by writing all over them. Because if you're sitting back and you're looking at an ad and you're thinking, man, that ad really bugs me, I want to do something back to it, you have to kind of understand the language that the ad's using to manipulate you before you manipulate it back, because you want to use the same kind of language. There's like this constant war for territory, mind share. But there's always that really interesting moment when I'm putting up the stickers, because whoever's on, I check out the people on the train, and sometimes I'm a little like less obvious about it, and other times if I'm feeling really brass, I'll just like peel it off and look around and like stick it on and be like, yeah, I'm not supposed to do that, but I did it. Like, what are you going to do about it? I bet you like it because it's something interesting to watch.
What do you think about that?
I think people should have a right to do that.
No, I don't think so. It is in violation of other vendors' advertisements. So I would think that many would find it offensive.
And do you find it offensive?
Yes.
And you, sir?
I do as well, yes.
I think it's really important to remember that we target the brands because the brands are the ones that are hovering out there above us and the ones that the companies invest so much money into creating. But it's not just the brands. You know, we're targeting that to get to something much more deeper that we can't necessarily access. That's one of the reasons culture jamming is so popular among so many people, is because they can't call up and call Philip Knight from Nike and tell him to have more responsible labor practices, but they can access one of the many plethora of Nike ads that are in their environment, and they can start knocking that brand to have an effect. When I draw on a billboard or draw on a bus shelter ad, I also know that anyone else who looks I've normalized that kind of response a bit. You know, if they've seen one instance of it, it becomes an option.
I was thinking that they won't take you seriously if you deface their property.
They take it seriously just in the sense that it's their property. If their product starts to look unpopular, that's the property they really care about. One minute it was an ad supporting the product, the next minute it's like an anti-ad that exposes the hidden messages and the hidden intentions of the company that sells that product, right? Why is what I'm doing illegal? Tons of things that were really important at different times were illegal. I'm not saying it's really important that I culture jam, right? But why is it illegal? What's so different from what I'm doing and what the big corporations are doing, the billboard companies are doing, you know? Other than that they have money and I don't think that's a good enough excuse. Where do you draw the line as to where they can't market? Is there a marketing-free zone anywhere that's just sort of your space? Do you feel like anyone's other than you gonna fight for that? When I was going to school, there was ads in the washrooms. And I mean, what more could a culture jammer ask for than a little closed area where no one is gonna catch her? I'm gonna watch these too. I'm always ready to argue my case. Like at any point, I'm always ready to just lay it down why I'm doing what I'm doing. Probably kids see more mediated images than real people. You'll get marketed the same product in tons of different environments, or the same family of products. It could be a toy and a movie and a soundtrack and a clothing label and a sports celebrity. They're all woven together, and throughout your day you'll go to different places and you'll get marketed. One is when you're on the toilet in the bathroom on a commercial that's on the stall. The other is in a magazine you're reading. The other is in a television screen in the elevator. The other is a logo on someone's shirt or tattooed on their body. The other is, cultural references people continually bring up in their conversation. Like everywhere you go, it's very pervasive, and I would say way more pervasive than it used to be. So you've been branded two ways. You've got your Mac and your Coke. This is what our culture is all about, right? All of these brands, the reason that they mean anything to you is because people put a lot of work into just what it's going to mean in your head. There's an expression called mind share. And companies who make brands are concerned about the mind share that they have in the youth population. So basically they're saying, yeah, we've branded their brain really good. It's like, we've got a lot of mind share there. They know what our brand is and they like what it means. And if someone is going to go out and do something to poke fun at this, or to subvert it, or to expose what's really going on, suddenly that's threatening something that they've put so much money into in such a simple way.
We're learning to make media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning to put together stuff to actually grab people's attention and brand them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you're completely like coming in on the other side and saying that's not good. So
yeah,
I don't know.
See, but you know what we have in common? We both like media. A lot of them just think ads are just a public service, telling them what's out there to choose from.
Like, I still love Barbie and I can't stop.
Yeah.
It's everywhere in my house. I have backpacks and gym bags. I have everything Barbie and I can't stop. I have soap. Barbie soap that I still use. I cannot stop. Like, that's scary. And I don't want my kids to be like that.
Have you done anything around Barbie? Like, have you done any work on your own around Barbie?
No.
Because you got a lot of stuff to work with.
I know
you got a lot
I do,
of stuff to work with.
It's really cool, and I know that, mental health's horrible, and I know all that, but I really like Barbie a lot.
I never tell them to go out and do it themselves without being fully aware of how responsible they are. The teacher never has to condone what we're saying. Usually the teacher says, I don't condone this, but you should know about it. And I mean, it's the same case with so many issues. Like, kids should know about them. Not necessarily be encouraged to do it, but knowledge is power.